and gentlemen, hello and welcome to another episode of Mr. J's Big Book of Movies, where my quest is to find the best movies in the land to put into my Big Book of Movies. What is the Big Book of Movies? The Big Book of Movies is a personal collection of movies I feel should be immortalized for what they are. What does it take to get into the Big Book of Movies? That's what we do here every Saturday to find out. Today's movie, we're going to take a look at the horror genre. This movie, I saw it for the first time, and I thought it was dumb as shit, and I didn't understand why this was such a big deal. But in watching it a second time, I'm like, wow, I could really appreciate what this movie is trying to say. I'm not talking about Christine. I'm not talking about Psycho. I'm talking about Rosemary's Baby. Rosemary's Baby was released June 12th, 1968, and was directed by Roman Polanski. IMDb states that a young couple move into an apartment only to be surrounded by peculiar neighbors and occurrences. When the wife becomes mysteriously pregnant, paranoia over the safety of her unborn child begins to control her life. No. I would not say mysteriously pregnant because the husband and wife decide to become pregnant. It's everything that happens after that where the peculiarness comes in. So I don't like that premise. Starting off with the rewatch factor, I would give Rosemary's Baby a 3. I feel this is a good TV movie. I don't feel that there's any meat that can be taken out where it wouldn't be enjoyed on television. And this movie is about 2 hours and 17 minutes. So with commercials, maybe a 2.5 hour movie. There's not any real profane language that needs to be edited out. So I feel that you get the full story. Is it a favorite? This may be people's favorites. But I feel that giving it a 3, giving it the fact that it's a perfect TV movie, is as high as that can really go with the rewatch factor for Rosemary's Baby. Now, when it comes to storyline, I give this movie a 5. This is Academy Award material. And actually, this was nominated for the Academy Award for Best Adapted Screenplay, but lost to The Lion in Winter. So, my synopsis is dead on. This is Academy Award material. And the thing with this movie is, you already know the fact that there's something strange going on. And how everyone around the main character is trying to convince her nothing's happening. But you, the viewer, see all this stuff happening. You see all this stuff going on. And it's like you sympathize with the main character because, you witness her going crazy. You witness her going through all this stuff. But it's just like, dang, everyone is in on it. Everyone's in this big hoax. And it's amazing. This is amazing writing. So, I feel that you should get an honorary Oscar for this. This was great writing. Now, with characters, I don't agree with something. I gave characters a 3. I don't feel that there were very predominant acting. But as far as the Academy Awards goes, the supporting actress, the neighbor that was all nosy and everything, her real name is Ruth Gordon. She won an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress. Now, I haven't seen the other movies to compare her acting, but I always felt that it was just very unreal. The fact that you had a neighbor that was living with you jump out of a window, and you're not the least bit, remorseful. And the husband, when he says that the baby had died during childbirth, yet he showed no remorse. So I don't know if that should go under the storyline and that should go under characters. I feel it should go under the characters because you just know off jump that something bad is going on, that someone literally jumped from your window, yet you showed no remorse. I mean, she played an annoying old lady. There's been a lot of annoying old ladies being played, but no Academy Awards were given to them. So I don't even think she was a key part of the movie. If anybody should get supporting actor or actress award, I would probably give it to the no one. I don't think anyone from this movie should get an Oscar. But that's what we say here on Big Book. Appearance wise, I give it a 3. This was just average cinematography. I don't feel anything stands out. There's nothing that stands out. The only thing appearance wise that stands out to me was when the main character got her hair cut, and she was like, "This is it. This is it." And they used a lot of wallpaper, and you could see one of the guys like drilling the eye hole in one of the doors with one of those hand cranks. So you could see power tools weren't in at that time. This movie was made in '68, and so it was a modern day movie of the time. It's not like the movie was made in 2017 and it was supposed to take place in 1968. It was made in 1968, so it's supposed to be made for modern times. So I don't feel anything stands out to give it a higher score. And in watching it again, I feel that it would be more dramatic if it was filmed in black and white. I really like Psycho, and I really got that Psycho-esque feeling from this. So maybe it would have been, more suspenseful if it was done in black and white. But hey, that's my opinion. Enjoyment. I really like this movie. So really like, to me, is equal to a 4. I'm really glad I gave this movie a second chance, a second try, and I enjoyed what I watched very much. Just appreciating the storyline and how it was just like, wow, everyone around her is part of this big elaborate scheme. But you just watch her break down in the ending, the fact that this is supposed to be, a Hellspawn, yet only a mother's love can actually make this baby good. That was my interpretation of it. Like, when she was looking down at the baby, like, her goal was to accept the child and turn it good and not have it be the actual, child of the devil. But that's kind of the open-endedness of the film. That's my interpretation of it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, at this time, what we do is we take the 5 categories, and the 5 categories equal a score. And that score equals the grade. So starting at the top, we have the rewatch factor being a 3. We have the storyline being a 5. We have the characters being a 3. We have the appearance being a 3. And we have the enjoyment being a 4. Altogether, that score equals a 18, and that 18 equals a B. But is it good enough to get into the big book of movies? You know what? Because of the storyline being a 5 and that turning around the whole perception that I had with this movie, it gets a go-ahead pass. I am going to remember this movie, and I'm going to remember positive things about this movie. And I'm finally glad to say I understand why there's such a positive following with this movie. And so here at Mr. J's Big Book of Movies, you will be immortalized. Well, that's all the time we have here today on Mr. J's Big Book of Movies. Don't forget you can stop in every Saturday. We're going to have new episodes coming out every Saturday. You could listen to my podcast, Eye for an Eye with Mr. J. Comes out every Tuesday and Thursday. Available on iTunes/Apple Music. It's on Google Play. And it's on Stitcher. You can contact me on our Facebook fan page at Eye for an Eye with Mr. J. Our Twitter page at Eye for an Eye, spelled just like the show. And finally, contact me anytime, anywhere, MWS_216@yahoo.com. And the most important thing, leave comments, concerns, requests, anything. Do it below. As far as I'm concerned, this chapter is now closed.